everyone, my name is Eugene. Welcome back to the channel, and for those of you who are new, a special welcome to you. Now before we go into the lesson itself, let me just acknowledge those people who have been supporting the channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And those of you who are new, if you watch the videos and you find them interesting, useful, informative, then I would appreciate your support. Without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the lesson. For today's lesson, we're going to continue our look at parts of speech. We have already looked at nouns and verbs. We still have some topics to do where nouns and verbs are concerned, but I decided to give it a break for a little bit and focus on pronouns. We'll get back to those topics in due time. So here we have it. Pronouns are words that replace a noun in a sentence. Pronouns are words that replace a noun in a sentence. And here I put a reminder. It says, remember, a noun is the name of a person, place, animal, or thing. And I give examples here. Example of nouns. And I have John, the name of a person. We have Cuba, a country. We have dog, an animal. And we have bag, which is a thing. All right, so let's continue. Now, pronouns is a very broad topic. Right? There are several different types of pronouns. You have reflexive pronouns, you have relative pronouns, indefinite pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, interrogative pronouns, several different types of pronouns. But today, our focus is going to be on personal pronouns. A personal pronoun refers to a person or persons, and personal pronouns come in three forms. Personal pronouns come in three forms, and I'm going to list those three forms and state those pronouns that come in the different forms or categories. So let's move on to that. Yes, these are the different categories that personal pronouns fall in. You have subject, object, and possessive. Now these are the subject, the ones that fall in the subject category or subject group. I, you, we, he, she, it, they. Then we have the object category. And these are the pronouns that fall into that category. Him, her, me, us, you, it, them. And then we have the possessive. And these are the pronouns my, mine, our, ours, your, yours, his, her, hers, its, their, theirs. All right. Now, subject, remember we did a lesson on subject and verb agreement. Now, the subject is usually the part of the sentence that is doing the action. Right? The subject is the part of the sentence that is usually doing the action. It usually comes before the verb. And it can be either a noun or a pronoun. Now, the object is the receiver of the action. The part of the sentence that receives the action, and that usually comes after in most cases, comes after the verb. Right? So we have pronouns that represent subject, and we have pronouns that represent object. And the object is usually a noun or a pronoun as well. Right? What I'll explain further a little later on. Now here we have possessive, the possessive category in personal pronouns. Possessive means it shows ownership. It belongs to you, or it belongs to somebody or something. All right, so that's possessive. Shows possession or ownership. So let me explain further what these mean. Here we have some sentences, and we're going to choose the correct personal pronoun, whether it is a subject pronoun or an object pronoun. Now the first sentence says, she and I, me, are going to the park. Is the pronoun acting as a subject or an object? Remember, the subject is the part that is doing the action, and the object is the part that is receiving the action. Okay? So the first sentence here, she and I, me, are going to the park. The pronoun is acting as the subject. And which of these is the subject pronoun? Is it I or is it me? It is I. Okay? So we would say she and I. Alright, the next one. The teacher gave the books to Sam and I, me. The teacher gave the books to Sam and I, me. Now, the teacher is the subject. So therefore, we're going to look for the object pronoun here because we already have the subject, which is the teacher. The teacher is doing the action. So therefore, the pronoun that we're going to look for is an object pronoun. So in this case, the object pronoun would be me. So the correct thing would be me. The next one says, Mark gave the money to she and her. Mark is the subject. So therefore, we're going to look for the object pronoun because we already have the subject. And the object pronoun in this case is her. She is a subject pronoun. Her is an object pronoun. So the correct thing to have there is her. All right, the next one. They, them are late for class. So in this case, the pronoun is the subject. And which is the subject pronoun? Is it they or them? The subject pronoun is they. So you would say they are late for class. So let's circle they. The next one, the car belongs to they, them. The car belongs to they, them. Okay? So the car is the subject. The car is the subject. So therefore we're going to look for the object pronoun. And the object pronoun is them. They is the subject pronoun. So therefore we'll use them. Now here we have some possessive personal pronouns. Personal pronouns in the possessive form. Now we have the car is ours. And we have the car is ours. But the difference between the two is that one of them has ours with an apostrophe, while the other doesn't have an apostrophe. And that's a common mistake that we make in English sometimes. So the correct thing to have here is the car is ours without an apostrophe. When you put an apostrophe in words is when you are contracting words. For example, you say you are, right? You take out a letter and you put the apostrophe where the letter is left out. So in the case of you are, you take out the A and you put the apostrophe in that space. So the correct thing to say is the car is ours, not the car is ours with an apostrophe. And that's a common mistake that we make in English. This is the correct one. Good, without the apostrophe. So the second one, the food is yours. And the other one says the food is yours. Same thing, we have an apostrophe here, which is incorrect. All right, so the personal pronoun, possessive personal pronoun would be yours without the apostrophe. So please don't make that mistake. So the correct one is this one. Here are some more mistakes that people make when using personal possessive pronouns. The first one says, the dog wags its tail. The second one says, the dog wags its tail, but there's a difference. The first one has an apostrophe, which is incorrect, because if you have an apostrophe between the T and the S, it is a contraction. That means it is. So it, it, the apostrophe S, is the contracted form of it is. So the correct thing would be the dog wags its tail. Remember, possession means ownership. So a possessive pronoun is one that shows ownership. Right? So the tail belongs to the dog. So it would not be it with an apostrophe. So the correct thing would be the dog wags its tail without the apostrophe. All right, this is another common one. It says the house is mine, and you have the house is mine. Very often I hear people speak like this, which is incorrect grammar. You don't say the house is mine. The house is mine. You could say it another way. You could say this is my house, or you could say this house is mine. Right? It's the same information that you are conveying. You just have to put it a different way. Right? Right. So you could say the house is mine, or you could say this is my house, but not the house is mine. Very wrong. So this is the correct one. Please avoid making those mistakes. Now we have come to the end of another lesson. I hope you have found the lesson interesting and useful. So please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And always remember to press that notification bell so that when a lesson is uploaded, you'll be the first to be notified. So see you in the next lesson.